flood market of Michigan.
Today I'm going to do three things for you. Flood risks, we're going to talk about flood insurance, flood maps, and a letter of map amendment. On the flood risk part, I'm going to go through and talk about Michigan. I'm really only going to talk about Michigan because I want you to be able to apply these things in your agency every day. But I always also like to start off with a joke with flood. Do you know what floods and in-laws have in common? They both don't know boundaries, and they both show up at your door uninvited. So it's one way to think about a flood is that when people say, well, it's not going to go past this imaginary line, and it just makes me laugh every time. So some of the flood risk here in Michigan that we've experienced in the last 20 years were back in 2003, 2013, 2014, and 2020. Of course, the biggest one was, recently was Midland. That seems to be what everybody talks about because it was the most recent. It kind of happened, overnight, really within a couple days. We had a few dams burst. We had a hospital that had the basement flooded, mechanicals were destroyed. You had people that were evacuated. And so those are some of the different flood risks when it comes to this 2020. But, why did it happen? Flash flooding was a big thing because of the amount of rain that was received within 48 hours. A lot of people don't think about flash flooding. They get into that whole climate change, global warming conversation. But realistically, a lot more rain happened, especially during those February, March, April, when you have spring runoff and you get that storm that comes in, the flash flooding happens because the snow's melting, snow's gonna have somewhere to go. So it's a big threat in the Midwest, the Ohio Valley area. Thankfully this year it hopefully won't be because it hasn't been that bad of a winter. Unfortunately in California it's going to be way worse than the flooding was in December because they have 400% more snow this year than they have in years past.